So my name is Gilad. Ever since I remember myself, and musical gatherings, specifically music festivals, was the place that I go to connect to higher consciousness and to get answers to questions that I have and find a roadmap. And really, to summarize it all, it reminds me of my purpose here. Start with a cliche. I was at Burning Man, cycling. And at some point, I opened my eyes and everything became so clear. Most of us will experience in this lifetime to fall in love with some people, but to really deeply be loved is such a privilege. Some people spend their whole lifetime without feeling this moment of really feel loved. And then I realized that in Burning Man specifically, you have all this container of that everything is just about love. And if you think about it, if a child is educated, is surrounded by loving community, his chances of succeeding in this world is thousands of times greater, because when you feel loved, you have the confidence to do and chase whatever you want. And this is something that we're very, very privileged to have, to feel this love, specifically in the world we're living today. And this inspired me to found one of the most known organizations, music collectives today in San Francisco. It's called Love Cartel. I didn't start it right off, but then a couple of months after Burning Man, 4 years ago, COVID happened. And through the hardship and the constraints that we had in COVID, a mutual hardship was present in San Francisco. All the clubs were shut down. There were no more festivals. And at some point, my output was to come to Iran and relax here in what was just Yoko Village back then was just a dream. So first of all, thank you. I'm very privileged to be here and playing here tomorrow for you, because to see this vision to come to reality is one fucking exceptional thing. So thank you. And as an immigrant in San Francisco who doesn't know 400 people, I just decided to take my sound box, which by the way came here in a luggage 3 years ago. It's a sound box, who doesn't know, it's a portable speaker, which is very, very loud. So I took my DJ controller and a sound box to Golden Gate Park, and I started playing. That was the first Love Cartel with 8 participants. 3 years later, we celebrate our 25th event at Fort Funston in front of the ocean with 500 people crying from joy as we provide a safe space for them to connect. Every time I go in San Francisco, I get people come to me and tell me stories like, I met my partner in Love Cartel, and I got booked to play in Hawaii because you gave me this opportunity to play in one of your parties. And it's all about community. And that community is so strong. So this day, every time that we throw a party, people trying to get back to that place in COVID, where Love Cartel was the hope, the center of optimism for the next day, and where we used music as a tool to connect between people. A couple months ago, a couple of years later, I wake up in the morning to a message from my dad, and it was October 7th, and his house was bombarded with one of the first rockets, the shots to Ashkelon, to Israel. The place where I grew up and was inspired to do what I do today, a lot of the people that are around you here were inspired to do what they're doing today, was penetrated the most brutal way possible known to humanity. The biggest massacre ever took place in a rave festival took place in Israel. I lost many friends, and while I was really thinking that my community, which I built, will support me, the complete opposite has happened. Because what connected us as humans at the time was hardship, but also the human brain is very sensitive and very easy to be brainwashed. So not only that I experience the grief and the mourning of the people that I know and love that I've lost, I also was experiencing a very, very extreme isolation from the people that I know in my community. That led me to thoughts where I didn't even would able to think whether I would be able to dance again in a party and feel safe. Not even mentioning DJing or producing an event like I used to. Luckily for me, my closest circle with people from my homeland, but also from people from countries that I don't have the ability to travel to, from Syria and from Lebanon and from Iran and from Turkey, which I have traveled before, but still in the Middle East, one melting pot of people who wants to be loved. And with what political borders, we're not able to rave together in all of these countries. But like in Yoko, in San Francisco, we're privileged to have a neutral zone to bring peace through the dance floor. So 2 months later, I was encouraged to not give up. And Love Cartel became what's known as the Hafla, which is a nickname for Middle Eastern, North African intentional celebration to celebrate life. So I launched Hafla. The event was sold out in less than 5 days. We're now planning the next Hafla in April. And what's amazing in musical gatherings when they're intentional, that when you're there in that moment, whoever is around you is become only that thing that you're looking at. A human being that wants to feel loved. As a DJ, I'm not playing music to play music. I'm using music as a tool to connect between people. And that's where the sky is open and we connect to higher consciousness and we tap in to the beat. Electronic beat activates our multi-generation memory of tribal experience when we were much less people on earth and we lived in communities where we celebrated life and love and in a very simple way, in very simple life, together, living the moment. Today, when we're going to music festivals, we're hearing electronic music and we activate this, which affected my musical journey as a producer and finally finding my music stamp. The music that I produce today, what you're going to be hearing tomorrow, is North African and Middle Eastern house music that activates that. So I use this music in Love Cartel in order to bring all these people from the Middle East, which is a conflict region for no reason, to bring peace from the dance floor. Because this is what we can do as people that are getting out of our house, as expats, as immigrants in all these pockets in the world. We have the privilege to build the community that we choose with the people that we choose based on the values that we see that will shape the world to what we want it to be. The world of the past is where we come from, and the world that we build, like in Yoko Village and all the places in the world, it's what's shaping this world of just what we imagine when we're in the dance floor. Don't lose hope. Take this with you. Do your activism through music, through the environment, through building and manifesting your vision in reality is what it should be. Thank you very much.